Hi guys, welcome back. 1884. I'm McKenna. Excited to be back with you guys. I know I look like I just returned from the club, minus a little more makeup. My hair, you're like, oh, McKenna, your hair is curly. No, it's because the other night I took a shower. It was obviously still a little damp. Put it in a bun, and this is how it dried. This will be out by probably the end of the video. My hair cannot hold a curl, but I'm taking advantage of it. I don't know if I like it though. It just is what it is. I'm a hot mess. So, hope you guys have been well. I picked a giveaway winner for the chart in my last video, and I'll get to that. But I was shocked to see that the last time I recorded, that was a month ago. But I guess that makes sense. I would love to try to get on to some weekly schedule. But I just don't, I'm not very consistent with when it comes to my stitching. Sometimes I'm all for it, like now. And then other times it's like, no, let's do 1884 stuff or diamond paint, which I've gotten back into. So stitching though has been my thing as of late because I can't really do much else. If you follow me on my IG, Stitching and Sequins, which I've been giving thought about that, and I think I'm going to change my name on that. It'll be still Stitching, but I think I'm going to nix the sequins part. I still got my sequin collection. I still wear sequins. I just feel like I have a better name that fits me much better now. So, oh, this was we'll get to it, my mug. So, last Saturday, I took a hard fall in my shower. Come to find out, Ayrton said that it was all of his fault because he had dropped the conditioner in the shower and had not wiped it away using his foot or his hand washcloth to take it off of the slippery shower floor. So, enter me a day or so later, and getting ready to go to Cal's baseball game. Cal is now a part of a travel ball baseball team. So, get in the shower, and I feel, standing on both legs, wow, that section of the shower is really slippery. Let's see if I can stand on it using one leg, right? Because two is slippery. Maybe if I step on that same exact section with one leg, it won't be slippery. I ate it so hard. I knew that it was there, and still I didn't take the head attachment off the shower, put it closer, make sure it was all gone. And in my brain, I thought I should wipe that up so the boys don't slip on it, or Joe. It wasn't about, I wasn't in that list of people. And it's not like I was rushed or anything. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So, put up one leg to shave my leg, and legs go up, and I landed on my left side ass. I posted a picture of The bruise, yes. I not only post about stitching, vacation, stuff I buy, skeletons. I post pictures of my side ass bruise that I've named Betty White because she stuck around for a long time. That woman kept going. I'm pretty sure my Betty White, my Betty the Bruise, is going to stick around for a long time too. So then I think I was trying to, and I didn't save anything with my hands. My hands didn't even try to stop, break my fall, nothing. So even though I landed all on my left hip, when I finally came to rest, I was on my right side in the shower. The wind got knocked out of me. Luckily, I didn't break anything. But the wind got knocked out of me. Ayrton was home, and he came running. What was that? Are you okay? What was that? And he comes in, and if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, you feel like you're drowning, you can't breathe. Your whole body is almost like stunned, and you're fine upstairs, but you can't get your breathing going. So I was making these horrid, like, moaning noises while I'm looking at Ayrton trying to get my breathing back under control. I was in so much pain. Probably the last time I was in that much pain was probably leading up to childbirth. I'm not going to say during childbirth, but leading up to. And Joe and Cal were gone. Ayrton called Joe on the phone. I'm still, doing my moaning noises in the background. And Joe rushed home, which was luckily only like 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Ayrton stayed with me the whole time, turned off the shower, covered me up with a towel, because he's like, if I turn the water off, you're going to get cold. And then since I was bracing myself with my forearms on the shower, he grabbed some hand towels and stuck them up under there, so I had a little more traction. And then Joe got home, and it took us about 30 minutes to get me out of the shower. So, first week after that happened, first 2 days I was definitely in bed. Just bed rest, ice packs, heating packs, only getting up and going pee when I absolutely needed to. I made it simple with Joe and just ate grilled cheese for 2 days. But yeah, so still probably walking around with pain level of 2 or 3, sometimes 4. And yeah, it's just going to be a number of weeks of healing and bed rest and nothing physical activity wise. I'm happy I didn't break any ribs or anything like that. I had scoliosis surgery when I was like 15. So I think when I fell, if I hadn't had, because my spine is fused like 5 or 6 inches with titanium rods and stuff. And who knows, if that wasn't there, I may have done something to like a disc or something. But since that's all fused, all of the damage went to the muscles next to it. So yeah, so it's fantastic. Didn't think that I would be having an old lady fall, no offense, at the age of 37 in a shower. However, I knew that it was slippery in the shower, and I still didn't do shit about it. So, FYI, for those of you that are afraid that they may fall in the shower, no matter what age you are, maybe keep your cell phone close outside of the shower door. Because if Ayrton would have gone with Joe and Cal that morning, Cal had 2 games that day, a 9 o'clock and then an 11 o'clock. And Ayrton and I were getting ready to go to the 11 o'clock one. But if Ayrton would have gone to the 9 a.m. one, my phone was on the bathroom counter. And I don't even want to think about how long I was probably going to be in that shower by myself. Probably until they got home, which would have been a long time. So keep your cell phone outside of your door to your shower. I told my mom this, and because she hadn't heard from me in a few days, and I said, "Oh, I took a fall," and she's like, "Well, for your birthday, for your 38th birthday, is Joe gonna install, handles and get you a shower seat?" And I said, "He better not." But she is hesitant to ever take a fall, and so she has a shower seat in her shower. She still lives in the same house that my dad and her lived in. And then the seat actually has a pocket that is like water resistant, and she puts her cell phone in that, and it like zips up like a Ziploc bag. So she even takes her cell phone into the shower, which is protected, just in case anything would ever happen. So anyway, so since I'm on lots of bed rest, however, I threw that out the window this past weekend. My girlfriend, it was her birthday, family came into town, so Friday and Saturday went out. Again, if you follow me, you saw what ungodly time I got home both nights. And Sunday, my back was definitely saying WTF. 3 weekends ago-ish, same girlfriend who was her birthday, I drug her to Las Vegas for the Curiosities and Oddities Expo. Absolutely amazing. Wasn't as big as what I was envisioning, but I was happy that we were able to see everything within like 2.5, 3 hours, and didn't go crazy with the buying. So a lot of times with like expos or conventions, stuff can be on the more expensive side, jacked up. I did buy a picture print of 2 Siamese skeletons fused together. She liked it too, so I bought one as well. Framed it up. That's in my warehouse. We get to talk about my warehouse on this video. Oh, grab your stitching, sit down. Oh, get ready. So, yeah, bought a couple tintype photos. But anything that I did see, I knew I could get cheaper with the oddities collectors that I follow on Instagram and stuff like that. No human, nothing was sold there because the people running the expo couldn't guarantee that they were ethically sourced. So I get that. But I think Joe would have kicked my butt if I would have brought home any human anything. So yeah. I did get this mug though. It says have a killer day. Serial killers. Okay. I am limited on my mobility. So let's start with finishes. So I know I showed in the last, well, it's right here. Let's talk about the chart winner. If you guys remember last video, I had stitched Summer Berries by The Gentle Art on, was it a 9 count? I still haven't figured out what I want to do with it, like how I want to finish it or anything. So randomly chose a winner, and the winner is Deanna Tobias 9401. So congrats. Get in touch with me. All my info will be down below. You can send me an email with your address, contact me on IG through 1884, whatever is easier. And I will ship this out to you. So in the last video, I had finished this, but I hadn't fully finished it. So, oh God, and now I'm totally blanking on what the name of this blackbird chart is called. It's one of the small little Merit ones. And yeah, absolutely loved how it came out. I really liked the colors and sort of the whimsiness of it. See, I can do like sweet, delicate, feminine stitches, even though I have skulls. I know it's one of these things isn't like the other. Went through my closet of frames, and I've had this thrift store amazingness forever. And it's really interesting because it's like plastic. But I absolutely love how it looks. Really, really fantastic. So, yep. Sitting on my ass in bed stitching, I was able to have a start and a finish within like 2 days. Quaker Ghost, Bent Creek. I have seen a few people stitch this over the years. I love watching Laurel stitches. I'm going to link her channel down below. She did this and I had seen it and I was like, okay, fine, I'm just going to stitch it. So within the ghost, you can see there's like boo and little Quaker motifs and stuff like that. The 2 different sized buttons were included. And I wasn't sure. I thought, well, I got buttons of different colors, but in the end, I just decided to use the ones that were included. Framed it up, and this is what he looks like. This fabric was dyed almost like candy corn. So I was like, oh, that looks fun. It was in some stash or fabric that I had in my warehouse. Oh, my warehouse, I can't. So decided, I'm just going to start it. Not necessarily like 50-50 with the color. But yeah, I really liked how he turned out. First time using Sulky. Highly recommend it. Highly love it. I don't know the last time I even stitched with 2 threads. I don't like stitching with 2 threads because then I get very anal OCD with how the top threads lay. Yeah, I just said the word anal. Leave your comments down below. So I was thinking, I think I have some spools of Sulky. Let me give it a try. Oh, loved it. Loved it. Absolutely loved the coverage. And yeah, again, had this frame in my closet. So, yep. Just knocking these things out. So, this week I am giving away, or this video, Quaker Ghost. If you are interested in stitching Quaker Ghost, obviously you'll have to supply your own buttons, but depending on, so they suggest 32 count for the buttons to fit, but if you're going to do it like 40 or something else, obviously then you got to find buttons that are appropriate, or you could use beads, whatever. So if you are interested in stitching Quaker Ghost, use the word ghost in your comment down below. Okay, that needs to be mailed out. All right, so October. I decided I want to do a new start every week for the month of October. So I decided I'm going to start, and I started this a couple days before the first, because after I was done with Quaker Ghost, bed rest, need something, came in here and pulled out Stacy Nash Primitives Morning Tree Sewing Bag. I've had this one in my collection for a while. It says Ebenezer, dates 1735-1803. Arlene, I know you asked me if there was any significance on it. No. No background information on who Ebenezer was. Nope. That's what happens. So I'm trying to think if this is my first Stacy Nash piece I have stitched. No, it is not. I did the, what is it, the Turkey Run one. Remember the lady with the axe is running after the turkey and the pumpkin? Is that Stacy Nash? I can't remember. So yeah, I've always liked this. And again, I like stitching, working, picking up patterns that you don't necessarily see other stitchers working on. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone working on this. So I am using the overdyes, but switched out 2 of them. So it only calls for 5 colors. I'm using the Heirloom Gold, the Endive, and Parchment. However, I wanted the I didn't have Black Licorice or Carriage Black in my collection, but I knew that I wanted the name Ebenezer and the casket black. So yes, I could have just used good old DMC 310, but instead I'm using cast iron skillet. The urn, I really liked and wanted a contrast to it being next to then the solid black filled in casket. So for the urn, I'm using Barn Gray because it has amazing modeling in the thread. The birds I'm using the cast iron black, and then I will probably use the cast iron black for the dresses of the two women. So, since I need to start a new thread, I will undo it on the hoop and show you guys. I've also been getting stitching in because on Wednesdays, Ayrton has soccer practice. So while Joe and Cal are off doing baseball, I go and do soccer. I am not a soccer mom, nor do I ever want to be a soccer baseball mom. Not a chance. That's not me. I'm not helping out with the team. I'm not volunteering. I'm not bringing snacks. I don't even know how many games you'll even see me at because I'll be out till 3:30 the night before and cannot get my ass out of bed at 8 a.m. to go to a 9 a.m. game. And not only is Joe amazing, my kids are like, yeah, I don't expect you to go to my games. Mom, you were out late last night. Were you going to show up to my game, roll out of bed in your club wear? That could piss off some moms. All right. This is where I got to throw something behind it. Where I'm at. Don't know the name of this fabric. It's 38 counts. So it's kind of like a funky, but yeah, I really like how it is coming out. So last night when I was in bed, I was able to start the arm of like the urn. So I love the variegation that that's giving. And then I did Ebenezer, started the casket, filling that in. So almost done with the first page because it's split in half. There's a little bit of a wreath floral down at the bottom. So I'll get there as well. But yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, I keep that on either with me. Yesterday there was an extra soccer practice. So I grabbed this because it's next to my bed. And I stitch on that usually at night. Okay. Before October was September. Because that's how it usually works. Every year. And I did my version of Sampler September. Yeah, I did. So I've had this chart for forever and a day. Cinderella Sampler from Willow Hill Samplings. Now, I'm not like one of those Disney fanatics, anything like that. But I loved watching the original animated Disney Cinderella movie, you know, like in the VHS, like big ass container. You pull out your VHS and it crinkles because it's that old ass plastic. That's probably my favorite, is my favorite Disney movie. And I just thought this was like super sweet and cute. Now you can see I mean, it's a decent size because all the little like motifs and characters are so spread out. But there was something about it I kind of liked. So I am using DMC conversion, and what fabric am I using? 36 count linen, and this is from XJU Designs. It does not have the name of what it is called. It just says February, so I know it was in somebody's stash they sent me. I absolutely loved it. 36 is like my happy spot. So yeah, let me rearrange my back and I will show this to you guys. So let's start here. So I don't measure like, oh, it's 36 count. It's going to be, 12 by 12 and okay, now add on margins. No. A lot of it's just guessing and eyeballing. And guess what? I've never been wrong to date with my stitching on doing it that way. So I love this color though. So little floral motifs, stepsister, stepmom. I don't even stand up for you guys. Oh. Floral along the top, Cinderella in her ball gown, pumpkin, godmother, or fairy godmother, and then this third row is more like florals. And next up over here is going to be the very center of it, and it is horse and the pumpkin. So yeah, when I got done stitching Cinderella here, I thought I should have done her dress and used some étoile, right? I could easily go in at the end and just use one thread and sort of stitch over the stitches, but I'm not exactly sure. I may kind of just like the non-sparkly, no nothing in it. There is a border. Not going to do the border. So yeah, that was my version of Sampler September with the Cinderella sampler. All right. So next week, I guess on the 8th, I will start another project for October. But I have no idea what chart I will pick. So stay tuned to see that. Oh, back is screaming at me like, go lay down. So let's talk about, before I give 1884 warehouse update. Few years ago, I received in the mail God, and so if you still watch, please comment, because I am totally blanking, or I go between 2-3 people on who it could possibly be a bin, who sent me this skeleton fabric panel. So obviously when I got it, it was, eau de pepe and all of that. But now, obviously, I have like real session. So my friend Kelly Ann, you can find her on IG. I will link her down below, as well as her quilting company she started up. And she does amazing stuff. She does videos here on FlossTube. I'll link those. And so it's like she'll show her stitching, she'll show quilting stuff. And I'm not a quilter, but I think because it is still something that is handmade, we can all appreciate handmade arts and crafts, even if it's not our thing. Crochet, knitting, stuff like that. So I had told Kelly, I said, I got this amazing panel. Looks like my freaking tattoo. We need to do something with it. When I say we, I mean you. So brainstormed, sent it to her, told her my whole what I want. We discussed, she went over patterns with me, not, you know, the design layout, but like the patterns of the fabrics and what goes and what doesn't go. And I knew I wanted red. Well, what sort of red? Because not all reds are the same. You know, you can, I love wearing red lipstick, but it has to have like a blue undertone to it, right? Some reds maybe look like they have like a tinge of orange. But I said, I want like blood red fabric. So it was kind of like, which one looks good? And even the quilting thread, she's like, you know, you don't want it to stand out, but you want it noticed. Let's just do like a gray. I mean, she has, if you need or want a custom quilt done with something, you need to contact her, obviously. But the detail, the painstaking detail, the eye for color and putting patterns together, and that sort of magical voodoo shit, she's on it. So she had been showing photos of it on her IG. And I said, I'm fine with teaser photos, but I don't want to see the whole thing. But then right before she mailed it to me, she did show me the whole thing, and it was absolutely amazing. But then I got it in the mail. And it was actually the day after I ate it in the bathroom. So it was like perfect. So I'm going to move the camera. You can see me hobble. And I am going to hold it up for you guys to see. I'm going to close this. And hold this up to show you guys. I didn't even say like how big I wanted it. I mean, I knew with all these borders we were putting on and the size of the panel, it was going to be a biggie. I think it's 60 by 90. I don't know. So, let's see. Can you guys see? I think you can see here. Oh, I love it. So, this was the panel that was sent to me. And, I mean, how freaking spot on. We're just going to use Kelly. Kelly did this red panel, or this red here, and then we picked this sort of paint splatter. I call it blood splatter, black and white. I think she called this Smoke. So, I mean, that's all. And then she hand-pieced, figured out these amazing skulls, which are all different. Well, three out of the four are different. The two that are the same are just adjacent from each other, but their teeth are all different and not perfect because that's just how it works. Look, he got in a fight. The back is just one piece of fabric or one pattern. I didn't want anything crazy on the back. And then the lady that quilted it, I said to Kelly, I said, I don't know if it was my idea or Kelly's, but I said, oh my God, like blood drops. So they're raindrops, but they're blood drops. So I absolutely love this. And then she even obviously marked it with, you know, handmade with the tag with all the information. And she's like, well, we have to name it. And she came up with Mr. Bones and his henchmen, which are the guys in the corner. So, oh, thank you again, Kelly. I absolutely love it. It hasn't turned warm here or cool here yet, but it definitely does get a little chilly in my office during the winter, but I might be throwing this on my bed in my bedroom. I don't know how Joe would feel about that though. So yeah, absolutely love this. So I'm going to link all of her information down below. So if you are interested, hit her up. Okay, let's talk about 1884, because holy moly. So these are new releases since the last time you guys saw me. Pretty sure. If not, it's a review. Hillside Samplings, which is a company that I do own. Witch's Brew. Frogs. I need more frogs. Yeah, she's adorable. So I have the information like for her hair, what to use, or the cauldron. If you want to make it like, I guess, three-dimensional in that sense and add like these textural elements. If not, I also have it where you can just cross stitch. So PDF paper copy as always. Coming for a Bite, another Hillside Samplings design. Nice and sweet. Perfect for Halloween at the end of the month. Okay. These ones, I know I've released those, but I have not released these yet. Okay. And then I think with those, I also released this one, Macintosh Samplers, another design company that I own. This is Isabella Munch Sampler. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm slacking, so I am actually going to go get a stitched piece of this. So give me a second to get up and go get it. So when I purchased and drove cross country halfway, Dodge City, Kansas, to purchase Macintosh samplers. I drove because I also was then given the 20-some stitched models. So, here is Isabella. She is gorgeous. Love her colors. DMC. So a little background on this. Isabella was 16 years old when she stitched this in 1845. It is composed of 3 alphabets, numerals, assortment of motifs. In the bottom right corner, there's a fiddle player with a dancing dog. It's interesting to note the spelling of much in the verse. Even at the age of 16, Isabella spelled it like her last name. The verse reads, "The loss of gold is much," like her last name. "The loss of time is more. The loss of Christ is such a loss that nothing can restore." But yeah, I really like the colors in this, and hope you guys too. So yeah, that is Isabella. And I have more Macintosh samplers to sit, rechart, do all that with. Again, I'm going to have to get up again. So I have 3 charts here that while this is uploading, I'm going to be uploading these onto 1884. So we'll do that one last. Give me a break. Hillside Samplings, Quaker Diamond. You don't see many pieces finished the overall look in a diamond shape. So I think this is really, really stunning. Now it calls for either 2 DMC or 2 NPIs. But again, you could clearly do it in whatever sort of color combination, monotone, monochromatic that you want. So yeah, Quaker Diamond, and just like all of the charts that I release, PDF, paper copy, across the board. This is Anne Cartwright. She stitched the sampler in 1812. This is part of the Daughters of the American Revolutionary War, the DAR. Little background, her and her husband were married in Lincoln, England in 1829. In August of 1848, they arrived in New York with their 4 children, and then both Anne and her husband are buried at the Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, New York. So here is the glare. This is an original picture of, this is a picture of the original from 1812. So Anne Cartwright is available, and as you can see, is all in the layout of the 1884 look. Absolutely love it. All right, another Macintosh sampler. Now this one is, let's see. Note that the U is missing in the uppercase alphabet on the top row. Often the U and the V were used interchangeably. DMC colors. This is Christina Jacobson sampler. Let you guys look at that for a second. And then I'm going to go get it. So hold on. The hallway leading to my office and the boys' rooms, there is a long hallway, and I have taken over the wall and have all of the Macintosh models hanging up on the wall. So here is Christina, and I will get close and we'll just do a little show. Camera. So again, all DMC. And the thing about, you know, if you don't see yourself stitching the whole thing, but really like this scene here, how great would that be to stitch and turn it into a drum? I think that would be awesome. This band, I think, is one of two of my favorites. Love the colors, the birds. Here is the man-woman with the derpy looking cow. No, I mean, I know it's probably its tail, but it looks like 5 legs. And then the bottom section. So yeah, all cross stitch, as you can see. And the only, I guess they're not even, it's not even specialty. No specialty stitches. There is background or back stitch around the butterflies, the sheep, the rabbit, and like this bee. Otherwise, it's just full X's. So yeah, there is Christina. All right, I think that is the majority of it. I think so. I was going to pick you guys up and take you to the warehouse. However, I'm going to do a separate video on that because I know right now my warehouse is a mess with stuff all over, and want to clean that up before I take you guys in there and do a video and just sort of show you my method to my madness and how I have things organized and stuff like that. So look for that video sometime this week. I'll put it on my list of things to do. But yeah, that is it. So I'm going to continue my nightly stitching after we put the boys to bed. Joe and I just go back to our room. He gets on his iPad, does whatever, and I sit and stitch until I'm content. But yeah. Oh, this past weekend was a So Pretty Pins, the fall collection release. Thank you guys so much for everyone that purchased pins. Everything sold out except for 8 sets, and those 8 sets are repeats. They are the Save the Bees charms packs. So if you are interested in those, head on over. I have 4 in the silver, 4 in the brass as of right now. So yeah, follow So Pretty Pins on IG, or if you have Facebook, follow 1884 Stitchery as well. If you are not signed up for the 1884 Stitchery newsletter, do that. Go onto my website, scroll down, enter in your information. I always give a heads up when I release and drop the new collection of pin sets. The pumpkins, probably won't have a refill on those for the rest of the year. Don't hold me to it. And then I am expecting another shipment of other pins that she has been advertising a lot of. I will make you go over and check those out. So yeah, just stay tuned, follow me, so then you do see when they are going to be available. And I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. Next month will be the 5th anniversary of 1884. Amazing. Absolutely mind blown by that. So, all right, you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day whenever you are watching this. Thank you so much, and look forward to my warehouse tour within the next couple days. Bye, guys.